Ok. Oh là là. Putain, je vais tout recommencer parce que sinon, il faudra encore faire l'editing et c'est trop compliqué. Okay. So basically, we're gonna talk about IB statistics and probability, and what we're gonna talk about is basically like core topics that are gonna appear in exams that are very useful to know. So this is like a very useful recap video or an introductory video to have an overall review of the topic. So we're not gonna go like super deeply, but this is gonna summarize a vast range of very useful topics, and this is basically pretty much what's covered in IB Math HL. So basically, some basic statistics, statistical definitions. Basically, you have the mean. And the mean is going to be written as like x bar, and then you have the median. You have the median. You know, the median is the average. Median equals the median is not the average. Median is the middle value. Middle value of a set. Middle value of a set. The mean is basically the average value. The average value is the average value. And the average value is going to be defined as such. You have x bar is equal to the sum of n k, where n small index k, where k equals 1, which goes from k equals 1. We just say 1 through n, nk, where n is any number ranging from 1 to n in the set, and it's divided by the total number of things. You want to sum like all the numbers, you want to add them up, and then you want to divide it by the total number of things to get an average. That's the mean. And it is defined as such. You know, for example, let's say you have a set which is like 1, 3, 4, and 8. Basically, you want to know, okay, what's the mean of this? You might ask that in statistics, what's the mean of this set? And you might say in this case, the mean is basically, okay, is 1 plus 1 plus 3 plus 4. This is 5. Is 5 plus 4, which is 9, is 9, this is 17. So it's basically 17 divided by what? Is 17 divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers in the set. So it's going to be 17 out of 5, which is like, it's about what? It's about like, it's about 8.5. This is like 8. No, actually, it's not 8.5. Really, forget about this, but this is a decimal number, which is really close to like 3 point something. Okay, it's very close to 3 point something. But it doesn't matter. This is a perfectly good definition of the number. It's a decimal number. You might write it decimal. You might also write it as a fraction. But that is actually the mean value of this, and it's comprised between 3 and 4. Why? Because 3 times 5 equals 15. 4 times 5 equals 20. This is like somewhere in between. And if you kind of like look at this, it sort of like follows the logic, you know? Like you have 1, you have 3, you have 4 and 8. In the middle, maybe you have like 3 and 4. Okay, but it sort of like tilts towards this in a way, and because this doesn't have any weight, and 8 sort of like pulls harder, and so basically the mean is going to fall to be this. You have 3 numbers here, you have 2 numbers here, but these numbers are larger than these numbers, and the mean is going to be there. So the mean is sort of like the average value. The average value happens to be something like 3.5 to 3.7, and so that's the mean value in statistics. Let me just check the camera. Okay, so now we're going to look at the median. The median is the middle value of a set. Let's say you have the same set. It's like 1, 1, 3, 4, and 8. And basically, okay, what's the middle value of the set? It's 3. Okay, you can look, okay, there's 2 numbers here, 2 numbers here. This number sort of like divides the number into 2 equal parts. Okay, but what if you have an even number? You might have an even number. If you do have an even number, then you're going to find the mean as such. You're going to do n plus n, which is the full number of the set, and you're going to divide it by 2. You're going to divide it by 2. And this is only for odd numbers, for odd sets. No, for even sets. For even sets. Because, like, let's say I remove a number, and all of a sudden you have 1, 1, 4, and 8. Where's the mean? You know, there's no mean, but sort of like metaphysically, you could find a mean in the sort of like very hard definition of the mean, which is the middle of the set, and you just sort of like find a number by force. And what you're going to do is you're going to use this equation to find a sort of like metaphysical number, and it's going to be called the median. Okay, so what else? So this is the middle number of a set. If you have an odd set, it's going to be very easy. If you have a even set, you're going to do just n plus 1 divided by 2. Okay, so then the next thing is going to be the mode. What is the mode? What is a mode? Okay, basically the mode is like the most commonly occurring value. So let's say we have the set where you have 1, 1, 3, 4, and you have 8. Then the mode is 1 because 1 occurs 2 times and this occurs only once. So for this, the mode in the example is 1, equals to 1. Okay, so that's the mode of a set, the most commonly occurring number. Most common value, because it might not be numbers, most common value.